In 1918, the IODE suggested the idea of building a war memorial to pay tribute to the men and one woman from Stratford and the surrounding townships of North Easthope, Ellis, and Downey who died in Europe in the First World War. It was to be located at the intersection of Ontario and Erie Streets, because it was at this exact point that the old boundary lines of North Easthope, South Easthope, Downey, and Ellis townships met. In 1920, a committee was formed by the Stratford Chamber of Commerce, whose president, Thomas Orr, would join this committee and lead the project with great vision. He himself wrote to Walter Allward to ask him to accept the commission. It was unusual to choose a famous and expensive professional artist, but he believed that it was important to have great art and a great memorial in one entity. A 3-day subscription campaign was planned to raise $25,000, which is equivalent to nearly $500,000 today. The committee issued a passionate appeal for the campaign, which read, "Did you lose a pal in the war? Is there a man, woman, or child in Stratford and its environs who does not number among the community's 300 soldier dead at least one friend whose memory is precious and whose name and sacrifice they wish to perpetuate?" Those splendid men went to their deaths with a nobility which only those who saw them die can understand. Their last thoughts were of the old home town and the old home people, their own dear ones first, and after them, the rest of us. They did not forget us. Shall we forget them? Can any memorial be too costly? Can any sacrifice of money be too great? They are lying beneath the poppies out there because they counted life itself not too great a price to pay that the people at home might never know the hell of Belgium and of France. Then surely it is a sacred privilege to honor their deeds, their names, their sacrifice. So next week, give, as your heart dictates and your purse permits, to Stratford's War Memorial. Because of unanimous public support for the memorial, 40% of this amount was pledged even before the campaign started. Then, over the 3 days of the campaign, the amount was nearly reached. Money came from citizens and businesses and local fundraisers in large and sometimes endearingly small amounts. There was a painstaking effort to collect an accurate list of names to be engraved on the granite plaques on the base of the monument, and many moving stories of these soldiers' lives were revealed in letters from family members as this information was compiled. At the unveiling in 1922, in front of thousands of citizens, Committee Chairman William Preston was proud to observe that no effort has been spared to assure the erection of a memorial worthy in every respect. In his speech, Major General Edward Morrison, formerly commander of all artillery at the Battle of Vimy Ridge, made a point of reminding everyone that this monument is purely Canadian. Walter Allward, the sculptor, is Canadian. The granite is Canadian. And the bronze figures are the first large figures ever cast in Canada. While working on Stratford's memorial, Allward had begun the designs for the great Vimy memorial which was to be erected in France. The symbolism of the two figures on the cenotaph in Stratford, named by Allward Spiritual Man and Brute Force, represent ideas of sacrifice, grief, strength, honor, and spiritual rebirth. These same ideas, greatly amplified, are represented on the Vimy Memorial. The affinity between the two memorials, in spite of the difference in scale, was described by a Stratford citizen as an astounding, irreplaceable kinship.